A Napa guy knows not to judge a man by his car's multicolored paint job or absence of modern gadgetry. Who cares if it's technically old enough to vote and the windows are powered by the strength of your left arm? Your monthly payment is zero, and it'll stay that way. Because with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. She may not be pretty, but she's all yours. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good evening, folks. And thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Conservative Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. I decided to go ahead and continue on my consecutive streak with conducting these broadcasts and conducting this last broadcast of the month, and it's the infamous little Halloween show. That's right. Whatever in the blue hell that's supposed to mean. We're going to sit here and have a little Halloween edition of the True Conservative Radio Show, and it's going to be a little bit of a free format edition. But one of the things I do want to hear from you folks is your favorite Halloween memory. You know, I want to hear your favorite Halloween memory, and I want to know how it relates to you and the fundamental developmental process of your life. I want to hear from you about that. 646-652-4869. Once again, folks, this is a free format edition of the True Conservative Radio program. I have nothing on the agenda. I'm going to go over the latest headlines here in a second. But first and foremost, folks, I couldn't help but going and patronizing the local grocery stores around my particular area and notice all the consumption and all these little Halloween costumes that are just astronomical in price. And I find it rather funny that, here we are hitting 10% unemployment in our economy. And that's according to the official numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a hell of a lot higher than that. You got 10% unemployment. You got a service industry-based economy that doesn't look like it's growing at all. The only other sector of business that's going up the roof is the government. And, of course, folks, nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Everybody has their hand out, and yet everybody who seems to be suffering out here, everybody who seems to be having a bad time, they still have enough in their credit accounts or enough money stashed up somewhere to buy these ridiculous Halloween costumes. It's ridiculous. I mean, look, folks, I'm not trying to be Uncle Scrooge here. I'm not trying to be some party pooper bastard. But let's get real with Halloween. This used to be a kid's holiday. A kid! All right? Responsible two-parent families used to go around with their children door to door of those houses that had their lights on. And it was like a social contract exchange whenever the young child went up and rang the doorbell, knocked on the door, and got a piece of candy from that person. In exchange for some sort of consumeristic holiday that we created. Because to tell you the truth, for all you non-enlightened morons, this is actually Saints' Day. Bet you assholes didn't even know that, huh? I bet you so-called Christians out there and you so-called devout, holier-than-thou, religious, theocratic nutjobs didn't even know that. Today, or not today's Saints' Day, but Halloween is Saints' Day, I should say. Excuse me. I'm celebrating Halloween today with you folks because I'm not going to be celebrating Halloween with you folks on the actual day. I've actually got a life. No offense to you folks or anything. I mean, I'm sure you folks have a life. I mean, it's in the middle of the week. I'm sure you're up late after a hard day's of work and you're trying to decompress. I'm talking about this Halloween Saturday evening. There'll be a lot of festivities around any general particular local community that you happen to reside in. But getting back to the point, folks, this Halloween consumer holiday which is actually Saints' Day. All right, October 31st is Saints' Day, and not only is it Saints' Day for those of the Christian denomination, but it's also Reformation Day for the Protestants, too. That's right. October 31st is Reformation Day for the Protestants, the Protestants. So I guess this Halloween, big ups to the Christian theocrats and the Protestant theocrats. Happy Saints' Day and happy Reformation Day, all right? Let's get back down here to earth, and let's figure out how we're going to remedy the problems that are burdening us today due to our own failures and our own irresponsibilities. Let's start talking about that for a second. But getting back to the Halloween consumer holiday created here in America, which I'm not particularly against. I remember this holiday used to be for children. Do you remember that? I'm talking about young children that were under the age of, I don't know, 8, 9 years old. I mean, have you looked at the demographic in your neighborhood of children that are out here doing the so-called trick-or-treating? I mean, you've got 15-year-olds, 18-year-olds. You've actually got grown men out here going door to door with their children, actually thinking that they're going to get some sort of I don't know, sugar reimbursement of some sort by the individual giving out candy because what, you're an old fart that happened to dress up like some, Chewbacca or something, and we're supposed to give 2 rats' asses? I'm supposed to throw a bag of Smarties and Sweet Tarts at you because you're a 35-year-old prostate-infected windbag that can't grow the hell up? I mean, give me a break. This consumer holiday that America has celebrated for so long, Halloween, this used to be for young children. It's gotten way out of hand. I think it's just really ridiculous. We're living in a day and age where economy is precarious. You've got 10% unemployment. We don't know where new jobs are going to be coming from. And yet I look at the grocery stores, and I also go to the party stores because I'm also celebrating the Halloween season. I'm not trying to say that I dress up in a damn costume of any sort, but I do decorate, and I do like to hand out considerable amounts of candy and other treats to the children out here. But I will not, and I repeat, I will not give a damn candy to some 15-year-old or 13-year-old or somebody that's way too old to be doing this activity. They should be at some Halloween dance somewhere, doing whatever they do out there. They shouldn't be conducting this it used to be a young, innocent activity. That's what Halloween used to be. Remember those days? I don't know, maybe I'm an old, windbag or something. I don't like to think so, but maybe I'm old. Maybe back in the day, when I was young and, you celebrated Halloween, you were a young child. These were young children. It was innocent. You didn't have these sexual perverts, these damn Chris Hansen to catch a predator type ass clowns out here trying to think devious thoughts against your children. But nowadays, folks, I don't know if you have a sexual bad. Hello, am I back on the air? I mean, what in the blue hell happened here? You see, I really don't appreciate this. I'm sitting here in the middle of mid-thought here. I'm in the middle of mid-tirade, in the middle of mid-rant, and of course the great Blog Talk Radio, has to be an ass clown. And I guess they're just trying to shut me off. Maybe they're trying to censor me once again. Maybe they don't want me to talk about how Halloween has become some kind of a ridiculous consumeristic hellhole of a holiday that has become a playground for pedophiles. Maybe they don't want me talking about those types of issues. I don't know. I like to talk about them because I think that everybody should be talking about them. I think that we as the American people need to take responsibility in cleaning up our own streets. And if it takes belittling a damn pedophile if it takes exposing these people, putting a sign on their houses, whatever it takes. In my personal opinion, I think that these pedophiles should be executed, no questions asked. If they are found guilty in a court of law, and, they get the whole, I don't know, I mean, I think that all these appellate court processes are a little excessive, and I think it's ridiculous. All right? I mean, a lot of these morons could kill your a loved one. I mean, just imagine the person you love the most. Some idiot can snipe their life, and, yeah, of course, they get the death penalty through all the trial, and they have to relive all that horrific nonsense. But they could sit on the damn death row for 15 years, 20 years in some cases, with the appellate courts, and of course the appellate court system is a bureaucratic piece of crap, so it's never going to run efficiently. No government system actually runs efficiently. Are you kidding me? I mean, if it ran efficiently, people would lose their jobs, and those bureaucrats know that. So they sit here and they just wait on death row 10, 15 years, and it makes me sick. I say, if you're a damn pedophile, if you're just a disgusting human being, and I watched the Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator little episodes, and for you folks who don't understand or know what I'm talking about, I strongly advise you to do some searching on your nearest video portal site about Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator. It was a Dateline special that Dateline NBC put out about an undercover expose about them using a third-party group to lure actual men into compromising positions. They actually posed online as 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, I mean, a variety of different ages, and were able to convince, they went from city to city, 50, 70 men, 30 men, I mean, just countless men on a consistent basis. They couldn't even keep track. I mean, some of these men were, coming in as one of them was getting busted. I mean, it was disgusting, But what I don't understand is that once these idiots get busted, and they almost want you to humanize them. They almost, they're about to deflower something innocent. And I'm not talking about innocent in the sense of, she's an innocent woman, she's over the age, and she's just trying to save herself for, somebody special. No. I'm talking about innocent in the sense of, still probably watching cartoons. All right? Still, celebrating innocent holidays like Halloween and that sort of thing. These individuals are, they had the intention of going out there, and they go to the house of this supposed fictitious little girl in this To Catch a Predator little exposés. They actually go to the house, and they're on camera. Some of these men actually go in naked. All right? They went in naked, expecting to see a young child, on the other side of that door, and instead they were caught on camera, and many of them were arrested and convicted, and I think they should have been more than convicted. I think they should have been executed. I think they should have been executed, and I know that, maybe that's why I was cut off here earlier in the program, because maybe people don't want to talk about that. A lot of liberals, they like to, take up for the pedophile for some reason. I don't know what the hell that's about. You get the ACLU, you get all these ass clowns, trying to, get these idiots, separated from the main population of prisons whenever they're sentenced to long prison terms. They want to, make these, robbings of innocence, the equivalent of some high-grade misdemeanor in some cases. Anyway, I know that, there's probably not many folks that want to hear this coming so close to Halloween. But, folks, I think that it should be said, because this Halloween holiday has become a joke. This is supposed to be a bad economy once again, 10% unemployment rate. People are out of work. People got their hands out to the government begging for another handout, another stimulus check. And yet every time I go to the party stores, every time I go to the damn grocery stores, what do I see? I see idiots spending $100, $200 on this consumeristic holiday that we call Halloween. I mean, are we in a bad economy out here? I mean, they're dropping $150. A lot of these people are, of course, they're pulling out the plastic. They're pulling out the plastic, and, of course, it's supposed to be a bad economy. We're supposed to, everybody's supposed to be desolate. We're supposed to be lining up in soup kitchens here in about a couple of weeks. And these idiots still have enough funds to allocate for themselves to blow. And I'm watching it firsthand, folks. I'm on the trenches out here. And if you don't believe me, I'd like for you to strongly go out to your nearest grocery store, your nearest party store, wherever they're selling costumes, wherever they have any kind of a department for the Halloween section. Go out there and take a look at the demographic waddling their fat asses up and down those aisles. And these are the supposed people that are supposed to be out of work, right? These are the people that are supposed to be hurting for something. All right? Are you kidding me? This is a disgrace. This used to be an innocent holiday for young children, and it's turned into a circus sideshow. And if you happen to be over the age of, okay, I'll even be a little liberal about it. If you're over the age of 11 and you're still celebrating Halloween, then you should probably, I don't know, get yourself hooked up on Ritalin or something, because maybe you don't have too much going on for you in your noggin. I think that you may be a couple of cans short of a six-pack if you are still celebrating Halloween after the age of 11, because this is supposed to be an innocent holiday, folks. It's supposed to be for the children. All right? But now Halloween has become prospecting for potential home invaders out here. I hope you're familiar with that epidemic that's happening throughout the country. It's prospect for home invaders. I mean, it's a pedophile's playground, Halloween in America. It's disgrace. It's disgusting. This is why I say, folks, that the American public sucks. And this is true conservative radio, and I'd like to think that I am a true conservative. I broadcast here on this Blog Talk Radio network. The only reason I do it on this network is because it's easy to do, and it's not much effort, so to speak. Would I go somewhere else? Sure, I'd go somewhere else if there was a better viable opportunity that gave as much ease as Blog Talk Radio. But I appreciate what Blog Talk Radio was attempting to try to do. A citizen broadcast network. And I take a look at these so-called conservative ass clowns out here in the Blog Talk Radio network. And I'm not going to name any names. But a lot of these guys, I'm shocked to the extent of how pompous and how much they are riding their freaking egos in an attempt to get some sort of monetary gain. And I'm sure you folks know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these conservative ass clowns on here that actually are trying to equate themselves with some of the big names out here, like Rush Limbaugh or something. I've even heard some of these supposed conservative talk shows on Blog Talk Radio. They even have, they got commercials for themselves. They actually paid some announcer to say, coming on the air. Give me a break. Folks, I hope that you understand. But then again, maybe I'm expecting too much from America. Maybe this has been my problem the whole time I've been conducting this broadcast, is that I expect too much from America. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you're just all like a cult of personality. You need some ass clown to worship in some regard. You need your own personal Jesus. I'm serious. Look, I'm going into these Blog Talk Radio conservative chat rooms, all right, or they're conservative shows. And frankly, folks, you can tell these idiots are as greener as the goddamn pasture on the other side of the cow pasture, whatever the hell that means. But what I'm saying is that they don't know their asses from their elbow, and they're stumbling over their own tongues every time they attempt to try to, I don't know, provide commentary, because they don't know their asses from their elbow. But yet you got like these idiots in this chat room, acting as if they're a part of some sort of group. Like, oh yeah, we love you, guy. We love you, Penderpuss. Yeah, we love you. And, they just gather around and have this big circle jerk, around all these personalities. I mean, is this what America has become, folks? I mean, be honest with me right now. I mean, the only reason I come up on here, I do so in hopes of sparking synapses in the brains of some of you numbskulls out here in America. And I don't put my name on here. I don't put my picture. I'm not out here trying to become the next Rush Limbaugh out here. I'm hoping to spark some synapses in you stupid morons' heads, because you are stupid. You people are stupid because you people are responsible for the consequences that are happening today. You people are responsible for being complacent in your responsibilities for participating in this system. But is this what we become, folks? Where it's not about substance any longer. It's not about exposing contradictions like I've been doing for three years. I've been doing this crap. I've been exposing contradictions for 3 years. But it seems to me like nobody really gives two rats' asses. Most people want a cult of personality. They want somebody's name and somebody's picture that they can say, oh, yeah, I like that guy. Oh, yeah, this is a guy that speaks for me, even though, I mean, I should be speaking for myself, but I'm just such a stupid, imbecilic, non-creative thinking, non-critical thinking ass clown that I got to have some name or some picture of some idiot so that it can give me some sort of significance, that can enlighten me on things that I'm too fat in the ass lazy to figure out myself. I mean, is this what America's become? I mean, honestly, somebody be honest with me. This has what it's become. We become a bunch of gluttonous, fat, jelly-ass imbeciles that can't think for ourselves, that can't think critically. I mean, we put more significance into the goddamn consumer holiday of Halloween than we do our own children's future. Think about that statement for a second. We put more emphasis, more energy, and more focus on the damn consumeristic holiday of Halloween than we do our own children's future, than we do our own liberty and our own freedom. And I've been trying to tell all of you idiots, all of you, for 3 years. All right? I'm not trying to sell some stupid personality out here. All right? I mean, folks, for all you folks that have been listening to me for a long time out here, you know as well as I'm not trying to sell no damn personality. I'm not trying to get you people to like me. I don't give a crap if you like me. I hope you don't like me because I don't like you. I don't like you because you are a complacent piece of materialistic garbage that has done nothing to progress this society. You have done nothing but just gobble down chili dogs. You've done nothing but embrace the social ills that have become the social norms out here. You have done nothing but to just allow these damn vermin of society to somehow become pussy pampered by our tax dollars. You've allowed it. So I'm not trying to win some kind of a popularity contest on Blog Talk Radio, and frankly, I know that nobody likes me in the upper echelons of this company. The only reason that I'm on here is because I got a few people listening to me in the damn podcast. But frankly, I tell it how it is, folks, and how it is, and it's just pretty damn stupid right now. You know that? It's pretty damn stupid what's happening here in America. We've turned into just a bunch of mannequin, robotic, mushy brain-having idiots. You know, you ever seen that old commercial? Remember that old Hulu commercial? You know, they aired it during the Super Bowl, and they aired it, I don't know, a whole bunch of times. It was a big advertising campaign. And then they had that fat, bloated Alec Baldwin. And they had him, you know, walking in some kind of a scientific laboratory where supposedly individuals were being studied, looking at all kinds of television programs and old episodes of old television programs and all this other nonsense. And in the commercial, Alec Baldwin inferred that Hulu is actually a secret plan to take over the world because they want to turn your brain into mush. You know, they want to turn your brain into mush because they have found that scientifically, the more television that you watch, your brain turns into liquid shit. Now, you know, I thought that was a little bit of a humorous commercial myself. I thought it was funny, you know, because it does kind of relate to how ignorant America is today. But folks, you know, maybe there's some evidence of truth there, whether indirectly or directly, you know, whether intentional or unintentional. I mean, we are so star-fetished out here. I mean, you know, America is so star-fetished. They are more star-fetished than they are worried about their own damn freedom and their own damn liberties. They are so star-fetished that they are actually buying and purchasing game systems with little attachments of what used to be, you know, play guitars, you know, the old play guitars that I used to give to my 3 or 4-year-old when they were younger. You know, I used to get, you know, these little play guitars, these little mini guitars that are electronically hooked up to the gaming system. And supposedly, you know, you can sit here and, I don't know, act like you're in a band, act like you're a star. I mean, they're actually manufacturing rock band, rock star, the Beatles rock band, so you can actually think that you're the freaking Beatles. We're that star-fetished. We're a disgrace, folks. So once again, I'm not winning popularity contests with you folks, all right? I don't really care if you like me. I don't give a crap. I just want you to realize that all these other idiots on the Blog Talk Radio Network and all these other idiots in the blogosphere that are prominently posting their names and prominently posting their faces are attempting to facilitate some sort of a popularity contest so they can make some money instead of actually trying to progress our people in this political crisis that we are in the present time. And I've listened to all these idiots' broadcasts. All right? I mean, you people are idiots. You provide no solutions. And I'm talking about the whole spectrum, the whole damn American political spectrum. You provide no solutions. You people are disgusting. You lack critical thought. You deal in abstract thought processes. You are the most ignorant, talking head regurgitating pieces of nipple clamp loving, butt plug up the ass looking, putting a hot dog with a mustard up your poop chute having, wish you had a pair of balls that you could sound off looking piece of chicken eating cornboy trash. I better calm down, folks. I've been trying to stop myself. I've been attempting to stop myself from having these blow-ups, you know. But every time I attempt to talk about politics, and every time I attempt to just think about the American way of the social system out here, oh, God. Oh, it makes me sick, I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. Excuse me, folks, I gotta sit here and take a drink. I'm sweating, for Christ's sake, because I can't believe that this is America. But happy Halloween, huh? Happy Halloween! We're spending $150, $200 on little costumes and little masks so we can be and think like we're in the Monster Mash. Yeah, we're spending $150, $200 on Halloween costumes, and supposedly we're supposed to be in a great recession and a great depression. We're losing our jobs. You people are not fiscally responsible. I mean, it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace what's happened to America, and I can't believe that you people I mean, I don't know why it's surprising to me, because no one that I've ever met has ever taken responsibility for their actions. And if there has been, I can count them on one hand. But most of you people don't take responsibility for your actions, so that's why you got your goddamn handout for the government, huh? That's why you want another stimulus package check, huh? Yeah, that's why you want it, huh? That's why you want it. It makes me sick. I mean, how can people live with themselves, frankly, you know? I mean, you know that we are in the bowels of social evolution. For a lack of a better term, we are in the bowels of social evolution. When we are witnessing people that literally have no shame. They have no shame. They have no integrity. I actually had somebody come up to me as I was walking to my car after getting a nice, large, extra large pizza for me and my family. I actually had an idiot, and I said this several months back, come up to me and ask me, hey, man, you mind if I get a slice of that? And I told him, no. Are you kidding me? There's a pizza parlor right there. Why don't you go ask them for a slice? And this idiot sounded, I swear to you, he sounded straight out of that movie Falling Down with Mike Douglas. You know, he sounded like this, and I swear this is what he said. He said, hey, you got that whole pizza, and I'm just asking you for one slice. Why don't you just give me one slice? You got that whole pizza. It ain't going to hurt you to give me one slice. And I was so upset that I literally put the pizza in the car, and I said, look, you need to get the hell out of my face before I stomp your goddamn teeth so far down your damn throat that you'll be able to chew your own hemorrhoids. You fruity, stupid, loser, waste of human life, human vermin. Are you kidding me? I mean, you know, this is how low, this is how depraved, this is how disgusting, and this is how lack of integrity that we've become. This is America. And I know that you people in America, you know, you have little cult of personality problems, you know, just by observing the landscape here in the Blog Talk Radio Network. I know for a fact that it seems to me that America they're just so star fetished, you know, that they're sitting there and they're just trying to look for another star that it can be their little personal Jesus, so they can pray to and say, yes, you know, whatever your name is, I don't give a shit, the Pendipus, please, I want you to keep talking against, you know, the liberal establishment. I want you to keep talking against, you know, the bad people. And if you keep talking against the bad people, you'll make me feel better. And I'll be loyal, and I'll always listen to you, and I'll always talk to you, and I'll always buy whatever it is you shit out of your consumeristic, capitalistic ass, and I'll do whatever it takes, all in the name of thinking that it's political. But in actuality, I know you're a fat capitalist piece of crap, but, I mean, I'm a cult of personality cocksucker, so the only way I'm going to be able to continue to live on is if I have you, Pendipus, as my personal Jesus. Give me a break, all right? 646-652-4869. I know that I've been going off here for a while. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your Halloween memory, this consumeristic holiday that we call Halloween. I want to hear from you about your favorite Halloween memory. You know, and you know, if you happen to be somebody who's from anyone who was born before 1975, I feel sorry for you. If you were born after 1975, rather. If you were born after 1975, you probably have nothing but a bunch of devious activities relating to Halloween. I'm sure that whenever this little consumeristic holiday came around, you took it upon yourself to go out and, you know, maybe cause some mischievous activity. Maybe go out there and become some kind of a sexual deviant. Maybe do some kind of ridiculous nonsense that kind of made you think that you had a pear the size of grapefruits. I don't know. But I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. This is the True Conservative Radio Program, free format edition, and, of course, it's still 100% anti-liberal, anti-feminist. I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. All right, I mean, I know there's a lot of people listening in. Let's hear from you. I know that I get a lot of emails from folks that say that I'm a little scary. You talk too loud, Ghost. You talk too scary, and, you need to calm down, and maybe I'll call in. Well, unfortunately, that's not how the world works, all right? That's not how the damn world works, you stupid, dumb ass ticklers, all right? That's not how the world works. The world works by you actually taking some intestinal or testicular fortitude and initiating yourself into whatever process that you need to initiate yourself in. It's not that, it's not brain science. So I don't understand. Halloween, Halloween edition, 646-652-4869. You got to bear with me, folks. That last little ranting is taking a lot out of me here. And, my damn heart is beating like a damn racehorse here. But you know what? I am getting a little panicked about it. But you know what? Who really gives a crap? Oh, let me get a drink of water here. Who really gives a crap? I mean, it hurts to wake up every morning. I know that I say that on every broadcast, or at least on most broadcasts. I say that as frequently as possible because it does, folks. It hurts to wake up every morning to witness the destruction of something that was so intellectual and that was inspired by such brilliant minds and such individuals who had optimism for humanity. Not optimism in a political romantic sense like communism. Communism was pure political romance. And all it did was politically and romantically put in place a dictatorship. And, whether it was for the good, whether it was for the bad, we have different interpretations of that. I think that all the damn communists and the dictatorships have been for the bad. I don't like the fact that Stalin killed, 80 million people. I don't like the fact that Mao Zedong killed 60 million people. I don't like that crap. And he based it off this Marxist interpretation of communism and dialectical materialism. Now, to be completely honest with you folks, I am a dialectic, all right? Now, I'm not a dialectic materialist, as Marx put it in his criticism of the infamous philosopher that initiated the whole idea of dialectics, and that was Hegel. Hegel was the one who initiated the idea of dialectics, and I think it was that model that is, I think everybody should be thinking based upon this principle, based upon this idea. I mean, you dissect every possibility of every single decision that's put forth before you. I mean, I've been a Hegelian dialectic ever since I was a young student in college. But you see, what Marx did is used, the methodology and the philosophy of Hegelian ideas, reinterpreted it, and rewrote it as his own, which he repackaged as dialectic materialism. And it was this philosophy that allowed Lenin, allowed Stalin, allowed Mao to kill like 100 million people, because they based it upon this idea that people were nothing more than material. Nothing more, nothing less. It didn't really matter if they had a family. It didn't really matter if they had feelings, if they were competent individuals. It didn't matter. I mean, it's a disgrace, really. I mean, Marx, And I hate to keep talking about Marx because, I really don't like the man, but I've read extensively about Marx. And let me tell you something about Marx. He was good as a propagandist. Probably one of the best masters of propaganda in history. Because what he did, he attempted to unearth futuristic contradictions that were going to take place within the capitalist system. As manufacturing during his time went from guilds and tradesmen and individuals, it turned out into it went from that to textile manufacturing. It went from that to factory work. And you see, his observation from the transition of the old world, folks, and it doesn't matter what part of the world you're talking about, we all had an old world. The United States is the only peculiar situation, the only isolated incident where the country, all right, this shows that the country of America is a peculiar situation because it is the only country to never have a peasantry in its history. Never had a peasantry in its history. So that makes us rather special because, in essence, that's what made the facilitation of industrial growth that much faster. But what's really unfortunate is that it made the onset of consumption, the onset of consumerism put on us that much more faster. And I know that, there's a lot of people thinking that, oh, this is complicated stuff, Ghost. I don't really understand it. I don't know. Well, what I'm saying is that Marx was right when he said that when the old establishment, whether you were a peasant, whether you were an old farmer, whether you were, somebody who was a tradesman in whatever trades, a blacksmith, whatever it was, as you transition from that old world, because it was no longer relevant, because everybody was mostly moving into these urban cities to work in these factories, that the human mind and the human idea of critical thinking and creativity would become stagnant. It would become robotic, because factory work is pretty much menial and mundane, and Marx knew this. So Marx would contradict in his works, not in the Communist Manifesto, but in his other works, like in Das Kapital and other works of his. He said that this contradiction was going to be an inevitable one, and it was going to suck the life right out of the human being. It was going to turn the human being nothing more than a voke and a slave to the machines that are basically become the new mode of production. But what you see, his solution was, when that happened, we were going to have a communist revolution. That's right, we were just going to have a communist revolution, and that's all there was to it, and dictatorship of the proletariat, and dialectical materialism, and we were going to implement atheism, and it was going to be no more religions and no more races, and it was going to be this great utopia, and all this garbage that Marx had sold. And lo and behold, he was wrong on many facets. So in my opinion, folks, this is a battle of ideas. And I think that what we're seeing is we are seeing the side effect of what Marx was explaining in his works Das Kapital, when the modes of production no longer become people, but they become machines ran by people. And at some point, they're not going to be ran by people anymore. And, we're going to have a whole population of unemployed, unskilled, uncreative, uncritical thinking people. And according to him, they were going to rise up in communist revolution. Well, I don't know if that actually happened. But if you read later Marxist works that were put forth by the individuals who created the University of Frankfurt, or Frankfurt University in Germany, Frankfurt University, these individuals talked about, how Marx was wrong, how the worker himself wasn't going to rise up and take over communism, that the way that the communists were going to be able to take over the bourgeoisie was to infiltrate the bourgeoisie from within. And if you look at these works written by these Frankfurt University nut jobs, these communist Marxist bastards, they talk about utilizing race relations, gender relations. They talked about how that the communist people or the individuals that want communists from within to utilize the arts and to make it vile and disgusting and unpresentable so that they can degrade society to the point where they can just come in and infiltrate this bureaucratic system that they're trying to take over and cause communist revolution without necessarily having a physical altercation, without necessarily firing a shot. And I'm starting to believe that this is what we're seeing today, folks. I'm starting to believe that we are seeing an infiltration by everybody that is like-minded by a particular ideology. And we are being infiltrated by this leftist idea. And they are transitioning our government from what we knew of as a constitutional republic into some sort of quasi-communist socialist nonsense. But what's really unfortunate is that they are legally doing this because the will of the people seem to be completely for it. The will of the people seem to be completely for this nonsense. And that's what really frustrates me. That's why I can't stand the fact that I have to wake up every morning and I got to go look at these disgusting, despicable people in their faces. And it leads me to believe that, maybe not every life is worth saving, folks. I know I've said that before. I'm going to continue to say that. I don't think that every life is worth saving out here. I mean, I don't think that these tax dollars that we've been giving to all the poor in America and all this other, it hasn't done nothing. Excuse me, I almost slipped a French word there. It hasn't done diddly squat. What have they done? They've been able to take the bureaucratic system of entitlements, and they've been able to accumulate entitlements to the point where they're making more money than, middle-class America. And middle-class America is working hard to stay in middle-class America. Upper-middle-class America is working hard to stay in upper-middle-class America, especially within these times, within this economy. Let me tell you something, folks. You know it's a bad economy when you got a 60-something-year-old Hulk Hogan going back to wrestling. You know it's a bad economy when you got this old prostate-infected, clogged-up colon pipe, barely can move, his decrepit ass from one side of the ring to another. Hulk Hogan coming back here acting like a spectacle, acting like some, ridiculous, fictitious, pathetic, theatrical, half homosexually induced moron, as some kind of, I am a real American. Remember that crap? Well, he's trying to repackage that 30 years later because times are tough. Old Hulk Hogan, and I'm not trying to say I'm a wrestling fan, but, he has been in the news as of late. And when I scour the news, I scour the news all over the place. All right, I go into all facets. That's what's the beautiful part about the internet is. You could literally sit down for an hour and learn a whole hell of a lot. And the interesting thing about the old Hulk Hogan, all right, the interesting thing about the old Hulk Hogan is the reason that he's going back to wrestling is because, well, his wife decided, well, we had this little Hulk Hogan show, this little reality show that gave people an insight on our sick, twisted family. And now that I've made my, 45 or 50-year-old cougar ass known out there in the national public thanks to these little reality shows, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divorce the Terry Hogan, Hulk Hogan. I'm going to divorce Hulk Hogan, take him for 50% of what he's worth, and then what does she do? She goes and bangs a 17-year-old. Or an 18-year-old, or whatever the hell it is, 17, 18-year-old. She's like a 50-year-old woman going after a 17-year-old kid. All right? Times are tough, folks. Hulk Hogan, just imagine all the money this scumbag made doing that ridiculous, quasi-homosexual, men in tights dance in the ring, in the squared circle every night, huh? Just imagine. All right? Just imagine. All that money. I mean, that was a lot of cash. He was a big star, right? I'm not trying to, downgrade old Hulk over there. He was a big star. But, times are tough, all right? Times are tough. And then he had, not to make this a show about Hulk Hogan, but I kind of feel sorry for the stupid bastard. Not only did his wife leave him for some 17-year-old ding-dong, but now you have his son in the situation where he was racing this car or, racing some kind of Tokyo drift or whatever the hell he was doing, ran it into, I don't know, a telephone pole, a tree, or whatever. He hit something. He ended up being okay, with minor injuries, but the passenger ended up dying or being crippled or some crap. I don't know. Look, folks, I don't really care about these people's lives. I just find it interesting that, even Hulk Hogan, making multi-million dollars, with the little Hulkamania and, doing the poses and, oh yeah, eat your vitamins, brother. Eat your vitamins. Go out there and say your prayers and do it for America. All that whole jive, all right? That whole jive, all the millions that he made off that, it just didn't work. It just didn't work, and now he's got to go back to work, just like everybody else. It just goes to show you. And look, I know that I take a lot of heat for criticizing the baby boomer generation. And look, folks, a group is defined by its majority. But I'm willing to admit up to this point that I know that not all the baby boomer generation partook in the mud pit sexual orgy of Woodstock. Not all of them were out there in the disco halls doing little dances and making a little love and getting down tonight. I know all of you out there weren't sniffing cocaine off of, chicks with afros boobies, but most of these people were. All right, most of these people were. And the people that weren't, unfortunately, are now having to go back to work at like 60, 70 years old, 80 years old. And the reason that, you're having to go back to work is because, folks, we've been screwed ever since 1975 when the wages in comparison to company profits became stagnant. So, I don't know. This is a free format edition of the True Conservative Radio Show, folks. I'd like to hear from you, 646-652-4869. Before we move on to any other subject matters, I'd like for you all to please bookmark the blog or add to your favorites the blog at ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And, of course, the best way to figure out when I'm going to conduct another broadcast is to follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at ghostpolitics. All one word, no underscores. But seriously, folks, let's look at the news here, Since we're just kind of sitting around, chilling, this is the special Halloween edition here of the True Conservative Radio Show. Let's see what's in the news today, huh? Let's check this out. Okay, as I scroll down, what do I see in the U.S. news, all right? The police make 6th arrest in the Richmond gang rape case. And I know I should have talked about this case sooner, folks, but I know it's a very touchy situation for folks, and I know that the Blog Talk Radio Network really doesn't like me delving into a certain subject matters that strike the heart of certain individuals to the point where, they start boycotting, any kind of advertisers or anything of that nature. So, since we have brought it up here in news fashion, let's just go ahead and talk about it for a couple of seconds. Now, for you folks that have been living under a rock and don't know about this particular nationalized case out of Richmond, California, police have made a 6th arrest, according to this report here. But a 15-year-old girl was allegedly raped, gang raped, by countless individuals as a whole group that was attending the high school dance at Richmond High just looked on. Individuals, from what I understand, were, according to reports, individuals were out there telling each other in the dance that, hey, come outside, somebody's getting gang raped, or, come outside and watch the show. And, this 15-year-old girl was gang raped for 2 hours as everybody just kind of watched and stared. And, everybody in America is shocked by this. Everybody in America is like, oh, my God, how can that happen? How can that happen in one of our public schools? I mean, what, are you kidding me? I mean, why do you think they call it a public school? It means anybody in the public is going there, you moron. And if anybody in the public is, the bad apples in the particular community, well, they're going to be going there. I mean, do you find it precarious that, some of these schools nowadays have metal detectors? I mean, don't you find it a little strange that, you have to go and have personalized IDs to get into schools nowadays? I mean, it's getting very serious that you got to have, like, this high-tech security. It's like a fortress in schools today. And now you've got everybody in America, talking out the sides of their mouths whenever they're talking about this Richmond, California situation of this poor 15-year-old girl that got gang raped outside a high school dance, and you're asking why did nobody call the cops? I mean, we're living in a day and age where, you've got sexual perversion on every single channel of the television set. I mean, you can't even sit in front of the television set during primetime television hour to see family-style television without seeing, a set of boobs in your face, or some kind of homosexual innuendo, or some kind of sick, twisted, perverted, insinuation. You look on the entertainment, you look at the rappers and the singers out here. What the hell are they talking about? They're talking about the same sick, twisted, demented garbage. And if you don't believe me, why don't you turn on your nearest radio stations and listen to the old hip-hop radio stations. Listen to the new rock radio stations. That's all they're talking about. They're talking about, sexual depravity and violence. And then you people wonder why in Richmond, California, you had a poor 15-year-old girl getting gang raped outside of a high school dance, mind you, where it was supposed to be chaperoned, where there should have been there should have been at least a damn security guard or some sort of off-duty police officer paid to just kind of, walk around with his donut and coffee or some kind of crap. But no, I mean, you people are shocked that this is happening in America. This has been happening in America, folks. I mean, I know teachers, and let me tell you, the whole reason why I have my disposition on public education is because I listen to their stories. I mean, the only reason that they're public educators is because it's a job, and let me tell you, I give them crap for it every day. I tell them that they're a professional bureaucrat. I tell them that they're working for the government. Believe me. But they are not going to be one of these teachers that are going to deny the absolute pathetic level of education that public education is today. Anyway, once again, folks, a sixth arrest has been made in this Richmond gang rape situation, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more arrests. According to reports, not only was there a massive amount of people watching this gang rape, but you also had people putting it on their camera phones. They're actually videotaping this for, a future spank bank section or something. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, these idiots are actually putting it on their damn iPhones so that they can use it for masturbating material. I mean, that's how sick this country has become. Do you understand this, folks? I mean, how much more do I have to put it? How much more plainly do I have to put it for you Nimrods to finally start sparking some synapses in that mushed up brain you call a damn noggin? Anyway, I know that's a sick case, folks, and, my heart goes out to the 15-year-old little girl that allegedly was just waiting for her father, and allegedly she got lured by, these people that were outside, boozing it up, and they gave her so much booze, according to reports, that, she was passed out, and everybody just kind of took advantage of the situation, unfortunately. And according to reports that, some of these charges that are thrown against the perpetrators or the alleged perpetrators of this crime, these individuals are actually facing life in prison. And rightfully so, But you see, because I'm showing compassion and empathy for this poor 15-year-old girl, these feminist bull dykes will still have you believe that I'm a misogynist. Oh, that I'm a misogynist. That I'm a snake. I'm a lizard, huh? And yet, they are not giving a crap that if this same crime, this Richmond, California gang rape, if this had happened in Afghanistan, that little girl, that 15-year-old girl would have been executed. She would have been publicly executed. And what are you feminists doing to stop that, huh? What are y'all doing to do that? Stop that there, bull dykes, huh? Why don't you put down the remote control, stop watching Rosie O'Donnell, all right, and put down the, latex version of Jodie Foster's fist and take it out of your uterus pipe and start realizing that if you're going to be a true feminist and if you're going to be a true, I'm for the woman and all this other malarkey, why don't you help your fellow woman out there in Afghanistan that's still being oppressed, even after the Americans supposedly implemented democracy in this region? Women are still in beekeeper suits. They're still in burqas. And, I don't hear any feminists screaming or hollering about that whatsoever. All right? I mean, give me a break. All right? It's disgusting. Unbelievable. Anyway, we're in the 2 minutes into the second hour of the True Conservative radio program. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Please give me a call at 646-652-4869 is the number to call to chime in on anything that you want to chime in about. We want to hear your favorite Halloween memory, this consumeristic holiday that we've created here in America. We want to hear your favorite memory. But unfortunately, it seems to me that most people are just playing with their Peter Poppers and not really giving two rats' asses. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and move on with the news here. After I criticized dumbass, bookworm, redheaded, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten stepchildren NASA, all right? And for you folks that don't remember that episode, I strongly advise you to go to the archive and listen when I basically tore NASA a new one. And I think that NASA needs to be, all the funding that we've ever given them, all the funding that we're giving them now, just cut it. All right, cut their funding, put these damn stupid bookworms in the private sector where this type of scientific development belongs. All right, this type of scientific development belongs in the private sector. But no, you know what these bookworms are doing? They're out here blowing up the moon, huh? Yeah, that's great. Well, anyway, NASA decided to go ahead and boost off a booster rocket, and it was going to be used in a test flight to circle the moon of some sort. I don't know what it was supposed to do, but apparently it's the rocket's damaged in test flight, and it looks like it's going to be another failure in NASA's book. I mean, what else is new, NASA? All right, I mean, is anybody else as mad about these bookworms as I am? I mean, have you taken a look at how much money this scumbag organization of NASA has taken out of the American taxpayers' pocket? And what the hell have they produced, huh? What the hell have they produced? What, a moon landing? And there's questions if that's even credible. There's questions if we even landed on the moon. And that's a whole other subject matter. That's a whole other story. You know I'm not a conspiracy theorist, folks. I'm not a nut job. I hate Alex Jones. I hate David Icke and all these other conspiracy theorist nut jobs. But there are way too many, contradictions within the whole moon landing situation for them to sit here and say that it was actually a credible situation. And if it was credible, why the hell haven't we gone back? Why are we bombing the damn moon? Can you answer me that? Why are we not going back there? If we've already been there and we've already done all this exploring and, we had Neil Armstrong or whatever astronaut playing golf on the moon and hopping along like a little moon man and all this crap, why do we need to blow up the moon to figure out if we can have a space station in the moon? Why do we need to do that? I mean, if you look at all the trillions, and let me rephrase that, trillions with a T, trillions of dollars that NASA's received in taxpayer funds. Trillions of dollars. And look at what they've done. They've done absolutely nothing. So I am strongly advising you, whenever they show a report of these stupid four-eyed, freckle-faced bookworms at NASA all having a circle jerk because they landed a stupid robot on a dumb planet, or they landed some stupid bomb on the moon, flip the channel and call your congressman and tell them to cut the funding from those pieces of crap. I'm sick and tired of these NASA pricks. I'm sick and tired of them. Dungeons and Dragon assholes. I'm tired of them. I'm sorry, folks. I know I'm trying to calm down here. I'm attempting to calm down, but whenever I talk about these subject matters, especially when it pertains to draining our tax dollars, NASA especially, I can't just sit back and just allow it to happen. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. What the hell else is on in the news here? Well, in the health section of the Associated Press, it says, health experts say kids should get seasonal flu shot. Give me a break. Experts say kids should get the seasonal flu shot. Folks, didn't y'all read my blog? Did y'all see the side effects, the supposed 1 in a million side effects that can happen if you have, one of these flu shots? And if you haven't seen it, please look for it. Ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. It's probably the first blog if you happen to be listening live to me right now. But I want you to watch the neurological damage that an individual suffered at the hands of this supposed flu vaccine. The supposed medicine. Give me a break. If you're going to give your kid the flu vaccine, you're an imbecile. Honestly, you're an utter stupid ass. Anyway, we're going to move on with the news here. Of course, folks, whenever I go on some of these big news outlets in an attempt to try to be enlightened, of course, they don't really have nothing to say, the top news here in the Yahoo little area is in Yahoo News is House Democrats unveil health bill cheered on by Obama. Didn't we break this story last night? Didn't we say this was going to happen, folks? And look, there's a picture of that Nancy plastic-face Pelosi with some stupid gavel in her hand saying, "Yay, look at me, I wrote the House version of the House Democrats' health care bill. Look at me, I'm special. I'm the best bureaucrat of all time. And by the way, everything on my face cost me an arm and a leg, literally. No, literally, it cost me some skin from my arms and my legs." Give me a break, all right? And we already talked about it. There's no need going over it. Folks, I'm really unbelievably flabbergasted that you people aren't having more of an uproar about this socialistic healthcare situation that's about to be implemented before us. And for you teabaggers out there that are supposed to be the opposition of this impending socialistic danger, you idiots aren't making things any better by saying, "I like my healthcare insurance. I don't want to change healthcare. I like my healthcare insurance." When the health insurance industry is the one that's screwing up health care, you morons. This is how ridiculous we've gotten. This is how stupid we've gotten as an American people, folks. And this is why sometimes I just can't, I just can't respect America any longer. I'm sorry. I love my country. I love the Constitution. I love my civil liberties, I love the fact that I got a Bill of Rights. I've got unalienable rights that were not accorded to man prior to that document. But now it seems to me everybody wants to go back into serfdom. Everybody wants to go back into serfdom, and you know what, folks? I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I fighting a lost cause here? I mean, sometimes I get the inspiration to do a lot of these broadcasts in hopes of, trying to grasp people's minds. But a lot of times I get on these kicks, and then finally I come back down to reality. I think this is one of those times. This is one of those times where I have come back down to reality and realized that, America are a bunch of, fast food eating, bloated jelly-ass bastards, They're, for a lack of a better term, they're grinders. They're shit grinders. I mean, they just, most of these people have no other significance and make no other contribution in this world other than becoming a machine for turning food into shit. And I'm sorry for you folks that are out there listening in and are getting offended by some of this language here, but, I mean, that's it right there. I mean, this is what most people in America have become. They have no other significance. They have no personality. They have no creativity. They have no critical thinking. They have no opinion. They have no. You can go on and on about these people, and the only significance they have in this reality is turning food into excrement, and that's it. And I'm supposed to show some sort of optimism for these people? I mean, honestly, I'd like for one of you liberals to call up right now. But, of course, every time I call out for a liberal to call up, they never call up. They never call up because they know I'm telling the truth. You think they're going to talk for these scum imbeciles that are in this America today, that have their hands out? These individuals that I've written about in my blog, these women who shit out 8 kids and get $8,500 a month in federal subsidies, and that's not counting the state and city subsidies and all the other gifts from nonprofit organizations, and that's not including whatever job she happens to get. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, folks, to be completely honest with you, I'm just losing it. I'm losing steam here. I'm losing steam, and I know this is supposed to be the great, Halloween edition of the True Conservative radio program, and, oh, yeah, we're celebrating Halloween, and, yeah, let's go ahead and, get all together and, buy $150 costumes, and let's all, chew each other up the ass, and let's all, play with each other. I mean, give me a break, all right? I mean, I can't believe that this is America. This is America. I lived the conservative lifestyle my entire life. I instilled the conservative principles into my children. And lo and behold, everybody's just a loser. It's like I woke up in the, twilight zone here, and it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. It doesn't seem like it's going to get any better at all, folks. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this show short because, I really don't have any inspiration to say anything else. I mean, I'm serious. I'm disgusted. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm speechless, seriously. I mean, I'm just worn out. I'm worn out because I have done all I can. You look at all the archived episodes, folks. Look at all the hundreds of archived episodes that I've conducted. And has anybody been listening whatsoever? You know who I think that are listening? The people that are listening, people like Sean Hannity and Glenn Beck, and these people are listening to my program because I listen to the same things I say on their program every single day. I hear the same things that I say on their program every single day. So I know they're listening in. I guess there's some new material for their ridiculous little spectacle that they put on, huh? I mean, I find it funny that now Hannity is not calling himself a Republican any longer. He's supposed to be the conservative of conservatives, huh? Let me tell you something. I called out the Republican Party 3 years ago, damn it. 3 years ago. And I had Republican idiots calling me a kook. I had Republican idiots spreading slanderous lies about me, talking all kinds of filth about me. I guess you American people are about a bunch of cult of personality, aren't you, huh? I guess that's what you're all about. You love it. You love getting in front of some picture of somebody and saying, please, please say the things that I need to hear. Please say the things that I need to hear. I need to be loved. I need to know that I'm special. Don't you understand that? You're not special, damn it. I'm not special, all right? We're just human, all right? You're just human, for Christ's sake. These stupid scumbag stars that you're so star-fetished for, these people are, they're probably bigger scumbags than you'll ever meet in your entire life. These people probably don't even deserve to breathe air. And you people are worshiping them like idols, like a bunch of morons. You know, this was the country for individualism. It was about individualism. It was about freedom, damn it. It was about liberty. Now it's about handouts. Now it's about embracing socialism. Now it's about this ridiculous nonsense. I can never in my life would I ever believe that we'd be in this situation. But you people are so happy with it. You disgusting, despicable pieces of garbage. You people are so happy with this crap. I mean, I can honestly say I don't really like you people, all right? And I know that's why I've been doing this for 3 years. And, you know, you've got ass clowns getting all this publicity because they're putting their faces, oh, look at me, look at my face, and look at my name, look at my nice shiny name, and look at me. I'm delivering the news in a cool fashion that you can relate to, even though it's not really, you know, giving you any kind of critical insight, even though we're not actually debating anything. I'm the cool name. I'm your personal Jesus. That's who I am. It's a disgrace, folks. I mean, aren't you ashamed? I mean, as you sit your fat ass and listen to me, right, on this broadcast, wherever you're doing, whether you're live or in the archive, do you have no shame? I mean, do you have no shame that this country is going down the tubes? You don't give two rats' asses? I mean, don't you have no shame that you capitalized off the capitalist system and now you're about to see it wither away into some sort of ridiculous quasi-communist socialist crap? I mean, aren't you ashamed that you've allowed the state, to impose quasi-authoritarianism upon us? Aren't you ashamed of that, you piece of crap? Of course not. Just as long as you get your goddamn stimulus package check, you don't really give a rat's ass about anybody. You don't even care about your children! I'm willing to put my soul on the damn betting table to say that 90% of American people would probably sell their children to be slaughtered if the price was right. And you know what, folks, if you're trying to sit here and say, oh, I wouldn't do that to my child. Well, you know what, you piece of crap? You already did. You already sold them out to slaughter. You already sold them out to serfdom. And you don't care. You are a gluttonous piece of trash. And I don't understand why you think that you have any kind of significance in this life. I don't understand why you think that your word and your breath and what your presence means to this reality. It means nothing. All right? In 20 years after you're put in the dirt, in 20 years when you're no longer a memory in this society, no one is going to care. So why are you sitting here insistent on thinking that, oh, I want to be a star, I want to buy a Beatles rock band and play with my friends so we can pretend that we're some big rock band and pretend that we're big stars, yeah. Nobody gives a crap, damn it. Do you understand that we're put on this earth and we're only here for a cup of coffee? And what are you all doing? You're just sitting there not doing a damn thing to contribute to the civility of this society, to the progress of this society. You're not doing a damn thing. So why the hell should I? Why the hell should I even do any of this crap any longer? You people are going to continue to, facilitate your consumeristic appetites when you claim that, I don't have a job and I'm losing my house, I'm losing my car, I'm losing all these things because I overextended myself and I'm fiscally irresponsible and I need help. I need the government to help me. I need somebody to help me. Please help me. And yet you're at these damn grocery stores. And yet you're at these damn party stores getting yourself $150 damn costumes, $200 mask. You despicable consumeristic piece of trash. It makes me sick. And you know what? I don't care if you people don't like me. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you don't think I'm a cult of personality. What you ass clowns need to do is grow up, you stupid jerk. Yeah, you piece of crap. I'm sick of this crap. I'm sick of this. I spit on the American public. Puh! I spit on you stupid, despicable, ignorant idiots. Don't you understand that this is all your own free will? Your own free will is allowing yourself to be sold back into serfdom so that you can have absolutely no significance. You're doing this out of your own free will. So you have nobody to blame for your sorrows and your life's bad decisions and your bad choices and your bad luck than yourself. You need to blame yourself. And that's what I've been telling people for 3 years. You need individual responsibility out here. This ain't a collective society, you Maoist piece of crap. I mean, don't you understand? I'm sick of these people. These are supposed to be Americans. I'm sick of them. They're ignorant. They're cult of personality. They're star-fetished. They don't care about their children. They are selling out their own children, and they don't care. Don't you understand that? You people don't care. So why the hell should I care? Damn it. Give a crap about this crap. Why the hell should I care? Why the hell should I even give two rat's asses about all this garbage? Well, you know what, folks? Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine because I don't know why the hell I'm continuously coming up on here to conduct broadcasts when all these commentaries, all these ideas are falling on deaf ears. They're falling on deaf ears. As a matter of fact, deaf and dumb ears, to be exact. Deaf and dumb. So, folks, I'm going to cut the program short. I know it says 7 minutes here. I was supposed to be a 2-hour show. I'm cutting it down to about an hour and a half because I'm disgusted. All right? I mean, I'm disgusted. I really am disgusted about all the garbage that's happening in this country. And you people are so okay with it. You're tickling your asses in glee about it. All right? I mean, you people are, dancing around as if you're, Greg Louganis, dancing around with a gerbil up his shit funnel, thinking, that he's about to go to the Chippendales concert or something. You know what I'm talking about? You people are like, please, I want to get rid of my Constitution. I want to get rid of all my rights. And I want to be a serf again. That's what I want to be. I want to be a serf, and I love being a serf. I don't want to have to worry about anything but dying. That's all I want to worry about. I just want to worry about dying. Don't you understand that you idiots are teaching your children to be nothing at all? Don't you understand that? I mean, doesn't that cross your mind as a supposed parent, as a supposed responsible individual? Don't you understand that you're teaching your children to be nothing at all? You're teaching them to be nothing at all. What, are they going to be a manager of an Applebee's, huh? What, are they going to be a bartender, huh? Hairdresser, huh? Is that what they're going to be in the service industry-based economy? Oh, let me guess, they're going to be a government bureaucrat. Oh, yeah, they're going to work for the system. They're going to be a part of the authoritarian machine, aren't they, huh? That's what the public education system has been teaching our children, huh? That's right. You pieces of... Let me tell you something. All you liberals and all you feminists, this is an effigy of your face, you... You piece of... Let me tell you something, you pieces of crap. I want you to hear the passion. I want you to hear the fury. And I want you to take my energy and go out there and participate in this government while we still have some fight left, while we still have some rights left, while we still have some dignity left. And I'm begging you. I'm calling on all you true patriots out there. I'm not talking about you idiots that think you're opposition to the leftist regime because you think you're teabaggers. I'm talking about you real patriots out there. I'm talking about you individuals that are going to go out there and in an attempt to change this ridiculous system, unelect these pieces of power-hungry autocrat trash that have been doing nothing but sell out the American public right underneath our noses. Let me tell you something. Anyway, folks, there's 4 minutes left in the program. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me live today in this new Halloween edition. I know that, I had a little bit of a breakdown here a little while ago. So I don't really know if I'm going to do another broadcast for a long time. I'm not sure if I'm going to... I don't know, folks. I mean, I'm so jaded. I'm so jaded right now. I'm just looking at all the stupefied people. I mean, you people are making the Russians look like a bunch of geniuses, all right? And the Russians are the same people. There's close to 1 billion people in Russia, and they're allowed to be dictated by one ass clown that called himself a communist. So you people in America are making the Russians look like Einstein, for heaven's sake. I mean, that's what you're doing, and I hope you're proud of yourself. Yeah, I hope you're proud of yourself, you stupid morons. And you've seen these Russians. I mean, they look like kind of half a tard to some extent. They got their mouths wide open, and they got those bug eyes, for heaven's sake, and they're always drinking that vodka like a bunch of drunkard, pickled-livered bastards. But anyway, folks, I don't know if I'm going to come up on here again. I don't know. I've taken way too much flack. I've been doing this for way too long. It's going on 3 years, and it seems like the country is getting dumber. And if you look back in the archives, folks, I prognosticated all this garbage before it started implementing itself. I tried to tell people about the impending financial institute, the financial danger. I tried to, tell everybody about this, the contradictions within our society. I tried to do whatever I could. But it seems to me that people are more worried about, the latest ass clown, that's putting a butt plug in his anal passage and going on TV and dancing around with his pink hair, trying to become the next American Idol than they are worried about their own freedom and their own liberty. These people would, I'm telling you, the lack of integrity the American people have at this point makes me sick, all right? I am seriously, the lack of integrity that American people have, you people are the most ungrateful pieces of garbage on the face of the planet. That 100 years ago, 200 years ago, you'd have to either hunt your own food or farm your own food. You would have to make your own clothes. You'd have to make your own furniture. You'd have to build your own house. You'd have to do all these things, and now you've got things handed to you. You idiots are living like kings. You're able to eat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're able to be gluttonous bastards and buy the expensive threads and buy gold and diamonds and cars and houses. You people are living like kings, and you Americans want to trade it in to become peasants. You know, you want to become serfs. You want to have big brother government give you what you think you deserve, right? Well, I'll tell you, big brother's going to give you what it thinks you deserve. And let me tell you what I think you deserve. I think most of you idiots that are embracing this collectivism deserve a good kick in the poop chute. Anyway, folks, follow me on Twitter. Ghost Politics is the name. Add to the favorites the blog, ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. And don't forget to click on the sponsors, folks. Long live the conservative movement and death to feminism.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.